Good morning, Shmuel. It's Sunday. Yes, it is actually Sunday. And I'm here to tell you about one of my favorite Victorian books, the nonsense books of Edward Lear. This guy is like the OG memer. His stuff is so funny. Here he is. That's a picture that he made of himself. Now, Edward here was born in 1812. And he published in the 1840s, so this is the same time as like Jane Eyre and all that stuff, but he's just much funnier. So today we're going to read some of my favorite Edward Lear limericks together and look at the little drawings he makes, and then we will read some of my attempts to make similar limericks. There was an old man of Moldavia who had the most curious behavior, for while he was able he slept on a table, that funny old man of Moldavia. There was a young lady whose chin resembled the point of a pin, so she had it made sharp and purchased a harp and played several tunes with her chin. There was an old person of Chile, whose conduct was painful and silly. He sat on the stairs eating apples and pears, that imprudent old person of Chile. The narrator is always very judgmental, you might notice. There was an old man with a gong, who bumped at it all day long. So they called out, "Oh, law, you're a horrid old baw." So they smashed that old man with a gong. There was an old man of the coast, who placidly sat on a post. But when it was cold, he relinquished his hold and called for some hot buttered toast. Just picturing him, he finally gets too cold, so he relinquishes his hold, but I think he still stands there and just calls for the toast from afar. He wants somebody to bring it to him. There was an old person of Chester, whom several small children did pester. They threw some large stones which broke most of his bones, and displeased the old person of Chester. I think displeased is a very soft word for what he's experiencing. There was an old person of Burton, whose answers were rather uncertain. When they asked, "How do you do?" he replied, "Who are you?" That distressing old person of Burton. That is one of my favorite ones. I just think it's so funny. And the narrator's just totally judging him. Oh, he's so distressing. And now I believe it's time for some of my own attempts. There was once a young man of the force, whose life took a terrible course. He ignored his master Ben, and killed all the children, that dark young man of the force. There was a young woman by the sea, who desperately needed to pee. When no one was looking, to the ocean she went booking, and surreptitiously peed in the sea. This one's in honor of you, Shmuel. There once was a young boy with a tan, who wanted to become Batman. He said, "When I grow up, I'll solve crime and stuff." That unrealistic young boy with a tan. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great week.